Book title: The Millionaire Next Door: The Surprising Secrets of America's Wealthy. Authors: Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko. The Millionaire Next Door is a groundbreaking study on the habits and characteristics of America's wealthy individuals, shattering common misconceptions about what it means to be rich. Written by Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko, the book is based on extensive research and surveys of millionaires in the United States. Wealth versus income. The book distinguishes between high-income earners and those who truly accumulate wealth. Many millionaires do not necessarily have high incomes, but have accumulated significant assets through disciplined financial habits. Frugality and budgeting. One of the central themes is that millionaires tend to be frugal. They budget meticulously, live below their means, and prioritize saving and investing over spending on luxury items. Self-employment. A significant number of millionaires are self-employed or own small businesses. Entrepreneurship and owning a business are highlighted as key pathways to building wealth. Education and lifestyle. While education is important, the book reveals that many millionaires do not have prestigious degrees. Instead, they value practical education and training. Additionally, they often live in modest homes and drive average cars, avoiding extravagant lifestyles. Economic independence. The authors emphasize the importance of financial independence over flashy lifestyles. Millionaires often prioritize financial security and independence for themselves and their families. Time, energy, and money management. Effective management of time, energy, and money is crucial. Millionaires are strategic about how they spend these resources to build and maintain their wealth. Preface: Unveiling the True Nature of American Millionaires. In the aftermath of the recent economic downturn, a question arises: has the landscape of American millionaires shifted? A reporter recently posed this query to me, inquiring whether the prevailing market volatility has rendered the millionaire archetype obsolete. In response, I emphasized a fundamental truth: the millionaire next door endures, resilient even in times of economic adversity. For over 4 decades, my research has consistently revealed a striking reality. The majority of millionaires do not tether their wealth solely to stock portfolios or real estate holdings. Rather, they exhibit a distinctive mindset, one centered on prudent financial management and diversified investment strategies. Many of these millionaires espouse the notion that genuine diversification entails exercising control over one's investments, recognizing the inherent unpredictability of the stock market. This ethos is evident in their allocation of wealth, with seldom more than 30% invested in publicly traded stocks, a trend corroborated by data from the Internal Revenue Service, renowned for its comprehensive insights into millionaire demographics. Consider the portrait of a quintessential millionaire next-door couple, such as Miss T and her husband. Their lifestyle, while modest by conventional standards, belies a remarkable financial independence. From their preference for affordable timepieces to their thriftiness in clothing choices and vehicular purchases, their frugality underscores a deliberate commitment to living below their means. Their home's market value, far from extravagant, stands testament to their judicious approach to wealth management. Yet, contrary to conventional assumptions, their satisfaction with life surpasses that of many affluent counterparts dwelling in grandiose abodes. Indeed, the myth of opulence as a prerequisite for contentment is dispelled by empirical evidence. A staggering 90% of millionaires inhabiting homes valued under $300,000 report profound satisfaction with their lives. Furthermore, recent analyses unveil a noteworthy trend. Households with investments exceeding $1 million often reside in homes valued at $300,000 or less, eclipsing the prevalence of high-value residences among the affluent elite. Even within the echelons of multimillionaires, ostentation is not ubiquitous. Examination of IRS estate data reveals that a substantial proportion of affluent individuals opt for modest domiciles, with investment real estate outweighing personal property in wealth portfolios. My journey into the realm of millionaire demographics began with a revelation: the realization that a sizable segment of millionaires eschews ostentatious living in favor of understated affluence. This epiphany, catalyzed by a chance remark during a client meeting, spurred my intensive exploration of the millionaire next door archetype. The subsequent decades saw the culmination of my research efforts, culminating in seminal works such as The Millionaire Next Door. Central to my mission is the demystification of wealth, challenging prevailing misconceptions perpetuated by media and popular culture. Contrary to the narrative of conspicuous consumption, the hallmark of true affluence lies in disciplined financial stewardship, a principle exemplified by the millionaire next door ethos. Through meticulous analysis and first-hand encounters with over 500 millionaires, I strive to illuminate the path to financial independence for those ensnared by consumerist trappings. The enduring allure of the American dream is embodied by the countless self-made millionaires who epitomize the ethos of perseverance and prudence. For them, the journey towards financial independence is a source of unparalleled fulfillment, transcending the mere accumulation of wealth. As we navigate the complexities of economic achievement, it is the journey itself, the relentless pursuit of economic goals, that imbues life with purpose and meaning. In documenting the lives and philosophies of these unsung millionaires, my aim is not to extol the virtues of opulence, but rather to underscore the transformative power of financial discipline and resilience. For in the tapestry of American prosperity, it is the modest millionaires next door who embody the true essence of wealth, a legacy of diligence, perseverance, and prudent stewardship. Introduction. 20 years ago, we embarked on a journey to understand how people achieve wealth. Initially, our research took us to upscale neighborhoods across the country, where we conducted surveys and gathered data. However, we soon uncovered an intriguing paradox. Many individuals residing in luxurious homes and driving high-end cars were not truly wealthy. Conversely, we found that numerous individuals with substantial wealth did not live in these affluent areas. This revelation profoundly impacted us, particularly Tom Stanley, who transitioned from academia to authoring 3 books on marketing to the affluent in America. His expertise also led him to advise major corporations serving affluent clients and conduct research for 7 of the top 10 financial service firms in the United States. Collectively, we have delivered hundreds of seminars on targeting wealthy demographics. Why does our work resonate with so many? Simply put, we have identified who the wealthy truly are and who they are not. More importantly, we have determined how ordinary individuals can become wealthy. The significance of our discoveries lies in this fundamental truth. Most people have misconceptions about wealth in America. Wealth is not synonymous with income. High earnings alone do not equate to wealth if all income is spent rather than accumulated. Wealth is the result of what you save and invest, not what you spend. Becoming wealthy is often misunderstood. It is rarely about luck, inheritance, advanced degrees, or intelligence. Instead, wealth accumulation typically stems from a lifestyle characterized by hard work, perseverance, strategic planning, and, above all, self-discipline. The question of wealth. Many people frequently ponder why they are not wealthy. This question often plagues hardworking, well-educated, high-income individuals. Despite their substantial earnings, very few achieve true affluence. Millionaires and you. In 1996, America boasted over $22 trillion in personal wealth, yet the majority of Americans were not wealthy. Nearly half of this wealth was concentrated in just 3.5% of households. The remaining households, including many earning moderate to high incomes, were far from wealthy. Over 25 million American households earned more than $50,000 annually, and over 7 million earned more than $100,000 annually. However, these high-income earners often had minimal accumulated wealth, living paycheck to paycheck. The median American household net worth, excluding home equity, was less than $15,000. Removing the value of motor vehicles and household items, many households had zero financial assets like stocks and bonds. Most Americans could only survive economically for a month or two without their regular income. Even the top M quintile had a median net worth of less than $150,000, and excluding home equity, this figure dropped to less than $60,000. Senior citizens were particularly vulnerable, with nearly half relying on Social Security benefits to avoid poverty. only a minority of Americans possessed conventional financial assets. About 15% had a money market deposit account, 22% had a certificate of deposit, 4.2% had a money market fund, 3.4% had corporate or municipal bonds, fewer than 25% had stocks and mutual funds, 8.4% owned rental property, 18.1% had U.S. savings bonds, and 23% had IRA or KEO accounts. However, 65% had equity in their homes, and over 85% owned one or more motor vehicles, which tend to depreciate, unlike financial assets that generally appreciate. The millionaires we discuss in this book are financially independent, capable of maintaining their lifestyles for years without earning additional income. Most are self-made, with over 80% accumulating their wealth within a single generation. They did so methodically, not through windfalls like multi-million-dollar contracts, lottery wins, or becoming rock stars. While such windfalls make headlines, they are exceedingly rare. In contrast, the probability of amassing wealth through diligent saving and investing is significantly higher. The 7 factors. Who becomes wealthy? Typically, a wealthy individual is a long-term resident of a single town, owning a small business such as a factory, a chain of stores, or a service company. This person is usually married, often living alongside neighbors with a fraction of their wealth. They are compulsive savers and investors, having built their fortune independently. 80% of America's millionaires are first-generation wealthy. Affluent individuals generally follow a lifestyle that promotes wealth accumulation. Through our research, we identified 7 common traits among those who successfully build wealth. 1. They live well below their means. 2. They allocate their time, energy, and money efficiently, prioritizing wealth-building activities. 3. They value financial independence over displaying high social status. 4. Their parents did not provide financial support in adulthood. 5. Their adult children are financially self-sufficient. 6. They excel in identifying market opportunities. 7. They choose the right occupation. In The Millionaire Next Door, we explore these 7 characteristics in detail, aiming to help readers cultivate these traits and achieve financial success. The research. The research behind The Millionaire Next Door is a landmark investigation into the true nature of wealth in America and the paths individuals take to achieve financial success. This extensive study represents the most thorough exploration ever conducted on American millionaires, encompassing their behaviors, attitudes, and methods for accumulating wealth. Methodology. The cornerstone of this research is a robust survey conducted from May 1995 through January 1996, involving over 1,000 respondents. This survey was meticulously crafted based on insights gained from studies spanning the previous 2 decades. The comprehensive questionnaire consisted of 249 questions, addressing a wide array of topics including household budget planning, financial anxieties, bargaining techniques for major purchases, financial gifts to adult children, maximum expenditure on luxury items such as vehicles, wristwatches, suits, shoes, and vacations. Scope. In addition to the survey, the research incorporated personal and focus group interviews with over 500 millionaires and surveys from more than 11,000 high net worth and/or high income individuals. This provided a rich dataset to understand the nuanced behaviors and decisions that differentiate wealthy individuals from others. Insights and discoveries. Through hundreds of hours of in-depth interviews with self-made millionaires and consultations with their advisors, such as CPAs and other financial professionals, the research unveiled several key insights. 1. Discipline, sacrifice, and hard work. Building substantial wealth requires a consistent and disciplined approach, often involving significant lifestyle adjustments and sacrifices. 2. Financial independence. Achieving financial independence is possible for those willing to make the necessary trade-offs, including time, energy, and consumption habits. Implications. The findings emphasize that many high-income individuals fail to accumulate substantial wealth due to a lack of the disciplined behaviors identified in the study. Conversely, those who do achieve wealth tend to exhibit distinct habits and practices that support their financial goals. Conclusion. The Millionaire Next Door distills these comprehensive research findings into actionable insights, guiding readers on their journey to financial independence. The book underscores that while the path to wealth is challenging and requires significant personal investment, it is attainable with the right mindset and strategies. Meet the millionaire next door. At first glance, you might not recognize them. They don't fit the typical image of wealth. Their clothes, cars, and homes are modest, and they don't flaunt expensive watches or luxury items. Yet, these unassuming individuals are indeed millionaires. This misconception is common among those who are not wealthy. People often believe that millionaires display their wealth through high-end possessions and extravagant lifestyles. However, research shows that this is not the case. In fact, a vice president of a trust department who commented on the surprising ordinariness of millionaires during a focus group interview epitomizes this misunderstanding. Contrary to popular belief, millionaires are not characterized by high consumption. For instance, our trust officer friend spends far more on his suits and owns a $5,000 watch, unlike the typical American millionaire who never spends a tenth of that amount on a watch. Moreover, he drives a current model imported luxury car, whereas most millionaires do not drive the latest model or foreign luxury vehicles. The majority also do not lease their cars, unlike our trust officer. If asked to identify a millionaire, most people would incorrectly choose someone like our trust officer, based on his appearance and lifestyle. This highlights a significant misconception. As some wise Texans put it, he's big hat, no cattle, implying someone who looks wealthy but lacks actual wealth. Take, for example, a Texan businessman who owns a successful diesel engine rebuilding company. He lives in a modest house, drives a 10-year-old car, and wears casual clothes. His financial success is real, though his appearance suggests otherwise. He embodies the principle of being wealthy through substantial assets rather than material displays. Defining wealth. The average person defines wealth as having an abundance of material possessions, but our definition focuses on net worth, the value of assets minus liabilities. In this book, we consider someone wealthy if they have a net worth of $1 million or more. Approximately 3.5 million American households meet this criterion, most of them first-generation millionaires. How much should you be worth? Wealth can also be measured relative to one's income and age. For instance, a person with an income of $50,000 and aged between 25 to 65 years has an expected level of wealth. If their actual net worth significantly exceeds this level, they are considered wealthy within their income-age cohort. For example, a 41-year-old fireman and his secretary wife, earning a combined $55,000, have a net worth of $460,000, more than double the expected amount, making them wealthy in their cohort. Conversely, a high-income earner like Dr. Ashton, with an annual income of $560,000 and a net worth of $1.1 million, is not wealthy by our standards, as his wealth is below what is expected for his age and income. Wealth calculation formula. To estimate your expected net worth, multiply your age by your realized pre-tax annual household income and divide by 10. Subtract any inherited wealth. This formula helps determine if you are a prodigious accumulator of wealth, PW, an average accumulator of wealth, AAW, or an underaccumulator of wealth, UAW. PAWs have twice the expected net worth for their age and income, while UAWs have half or less. POW versus UAWs. POWs excel in building wealth compared to their peers. For example, Mr. Richards, a mobile home dealer with a household income of $90,200, has a net worth of $1.1 million, making him a PAW. In contrast, Mr. Ford, an attorney with a similar income, has a net worth of $226,511, classifying him as a UAW. The difference lies in their spending habits. PAWs live below their means and prioritize saving and investing, while UAWs tend to overspend and focus on consumption. Self-made millionaires. Most millionaires in America are self-made. They come from modest backgrounds and accumulate wealth through confidence, discipline, and a low-consumption lifestyle. Contrary to the belief that wealth is inherited, only a small percentage of millionaires received significant inheritances or financial assistance from their families. Ethnic ancestry and wealth. Wealth in America is not strongly tied to ethnic origins. While people of English ancestry have a higher representation among millionaires, groups like Russian, Scottish, and Hungarian ancestry have higher concentrations of millionaires relative to their population sizes. These groups often emphasize entrepreneurship, frugality, and financial discipline. Intergenerational wealth. Wealth often dissipates by the second or third generation. Successful first-generation immigrants, like Victor, encourage their children to pursue high-status professions and higher education, inadvertently leading them to adopt high-consumption lifestyles and delay wealth accumulation. This cycle necessitates a continuous influx of new immigrants with the drive and discipline to rebuild wealth. In summary, the true millionaire next door is characterized by modest living, disciplined saving, and strategic investing. Their wealth is built on a foundation of financial prudence rather than conspicuous consumption. Frugal, frugal, frugal. They live well below their means. The first time we interviewed a group of people worth at least $10 million, millionaires, the session took an unexpected turn. Our study was commissioned by a large international trust company to understand the needs of high net worth individuals. To ensure our millionaire respondents felt comfortable during the interview, we rented a posh penthouse on Manhattan's fashionable East Side and hired 2 gourmet food designers. They curated a menu of 4 pâtés, 3 types of caviar, a case of high-quality 1970 Bordeaux, and a case of wonderful 1973 Cabernet Sauvignon. Enthusiastically awaiting our respondents, we were eager to serve what we believed was the ideal menu. The first to arrive was Mr. Budd, a 69-year-old first-generation millionaire, owning several pieces of commercial real estate and 2 businesses in the New York metropolitan area. His outward appearance, wearing a well-worn suit and overcoat, did not hint at his wealth. To make Mr. Budd feel understood, one of us offered him a glass of 1970 Bordeaux. He replied, "I drink scotch and 2 kinds of beer, free and Budweiser." We hid our shock as we realized the message. Decamillionaires often do not indulge in luxury for its own sake. Throughout the 2-hour interview, the 9 decamillionaires nibbled only on gourmet crackers, ignoring the pâté and vintage wines. Ultimately, the trust officers in the next room consumed most of the untouched delicacies. A foundation for building wealth. Today, we are wiser about the lifestyles of the affluent. When we interview millionaires, we now offer a spread more aligned with their preferences: coffee, soft drinks, beer, scotch, and club sandwiches, along with compensation of $100 to $250 apiece. Occasionally, we offer additional incentives like large, expensive teddy bears, often chosen for their grandchildren. Some people equate superior taste in consumer goods with personal success, but superior economic achievement rarely aligns with hyperconsumption. Allocating time and money to appear superior often leads to inferior economic outcomes. 3 words profile the affluent: frugal, frugal, frugal. Webster's defines frugal as behavior characterized by or reflecting economy in the use of resources. The opposite of frugal is wasteful, marked by lavish spending and hyperconsumption. Frugality is the cornerstone of wealth building. However, the popular press often sensationalizes the lifestyles of big spenders, like millionaire athletes, promoting the myth that wealth equates to lavish spending. Yet, most millionaires never earn $5 million a year. Most accumulate wealth through hard work, discipline, thrift, and sound investment, becoming millionaires later in life. The lavish lifestyle sells media, but it misguides the public, especially the young, into believing wealth is about hyperconsumption. In reality, wealth is often built quietly, through frugality and smart financial habits. The lifestyle of the typical American millionaire. A TV show about the typical American millionaire might not capture high ratings. Consider Johnny Lucas, a 57-year-old owner of a janitorial contracting firm with a net worth of over $2 million. To his neighbors, Johnny and his family seem like middle-class folks, though their wealth places them in the top 2% nationwide. The audience might be shocked to learn Johnny never spent more than $399 on a suit, a figure in line with our survey where half of the millionaires paid $399 or less. Similarly, Johnny's modest spending extends to other areas: shoes, watches, and other high-status items. The press, however, focuses on anomalies like Don King's $64,100 shoe shopping spree, misleading the public into associating wealth with extravagant spending. The typical millionaire, like Johnny Lucas, lives a life of discipline, financial independence, and understated consumption. Playing great defense. Affluent individuals often answer yes to being frugal, having frugal parents, and having spouses more frugal than themselves. Great offense, high income, combined with great defense, frugality, forms the foundation of wealth accumulation. Many affluent individuals attribute their success to disciplined spending and smart financial habits. ODE to his frugal wife. A millionaire's wife, upon receiving $8 million worth of stock, continued clipping coupons, a testament to their frugal lifestyle and the sacrifices that contributed to their wealth. Conclusion: why aren't more people wealthy? Often, it's due to poor financial defense, lavish spending despite high incomes. The foundation stone of wealth accumulation is defense, anchored by budgeting and planning. Affluent households play great defense, making disciplined financial choices that lead to sustained wealth. In essence, wealth is rarely about lavish displays, but rather about prudent financial habits and living well below one's means. Affluent auctioneers, an overview. A wealthy profession. Our recent survey indicates that over 35% of auctioneers are millionaires, surpassing the percentage of millionaire households in the nation's most elite urban and suburban neighborhoods. Auctioneers have consistently ranked among the top earners since our initial occupational study in 1983, where they placed 6th for annual incomes exceeding $100,000. However, their noteworthy wealth accumulation stems not just from their income, but from their frugality and strategic financial management. Comparative wealth accumulation. Auctioneers residing in small-town America tend to accumulate more wealth than their urban and suburban counterparts with similar incomes. This can be attributed to their lower overhead costs and a pronounced propensity for frugality. On average, millionaire auctioneers are about 6 to 8 years younger than other millionaires and spend only 61% as much on housing. Additionally, urban and suburban millionaires are 3 times more likely to own luxury foreign automobiles compared to millionaire auctioneers. Auctioneers hold a larger proportion of their wealth in appreciating assets, leveraging their expertise in the categories they appraise. Their experiences, such as witnessing the harsh realities of bankruptcy and the low resale value of consumer goods, reinforce their cautious spending habits. Case study: the Rule household. Mrs. Jane Rule and her husband own a small auctioneering and appraising business. Despite Mr. Rule's visible managerial role, Mrs. Rule is the true leader, responsible for planning, budgeting, and marketing. Their disciplined financial defense has led to their millionaire status. Over the past 5 years, their average annual income has been around $90,000, yet their net worth exceeds $2 million due to their meticulous budgeting and spending control. Budgeting and financial planning. Successful millionaires like Mrs. Rule often adhere to strict budgeting practices. For every 100 millionaires who don't budget, about 120 do. Those who don't often create an artificial economic environment of scarcity, investing a minimum of 15% of their annual income before addressing other expenses. Spending awareness. A significant majority of millionaires, 62.4%, know exactly how much their families spend on essentials annually. This contrasts with only 35% of high-income but low net worth individuals. This comprehensive tracking helps control consumption and prevents unnecessary spending. Goal orientation. Most millionaires are goal-oriented. For every 100 millionaires who do not have clearly defined goals, 180 do. These goals span daily, weekly, monthly, annual, and lifetime plans. Financially independent people, like Mrs. Rule, set and achieve specific financial goals, which helps them remain wealthy and secure. Time allocation for financial planning. Millionaires typically spend more time planning their financial future than their non-millionaire counterparts. Mrs. Rule, for example, leverages her expertise in auctioneering to make informed investment decisions. This strategic use of time and knowledge is a common trait among affluent individuals, contributing significantly to their sustained wealth. In summary, Auctioneers exemplify how strategic financial management, frugality, and informed investment can lead to substantial wealth accumulation, even in professions not traditionally associated with high-status urban lifestyles. Their disciplined approach to budgeting, spending, and goal setting serves as a model for achieving and maintaining financial independence. Theodore Teddy J. Friend, a case study in underaccumulation of wealth. Background and motivations. Theodore Teddy J. Friend epitomizes the underaccumulator of wealth, UAW. Despite being a top-performing sales professional earning a significant income, Teddy's financial behaviors and motivations are shaped by a deep-seated need to overcome his impoverished upbringing. Teddy's competitive nature, while common among high achievers, is not the primary driver of his financial behavior. Rather, it is his formative years spent in a poor blue-collar family that influence his relentless pursuit of material success. Early life and family influence. Growing up in a small home made of secondhand materials, Teddy's family struggled financially. His father cut his hair to save money, making Teddy acutely aware of their economic shortcomings. Attending a public high school with a diverse socioeconomic mix, Teddy was exposed to wealthier peers, which fueled his desire for a more affluent lifestyle. His promise to himself during these years was to be significantly better off than his parents, associating success with visible symbols of wealth: upscale homes, luxury cars, fine clothes, and club memberships. Financial philosophy and behaviors. For Teddy, being better off means showcasing his high income through conspicuous consumption rather than accumulating wealth. He equates high income with hard work and uses material possessions to combat feelings of social inferiority and educational inadequacy, as he never completed college. His financial strategy mirrors that of his parents, who lived paycheck to paycheck without investing. They spent what they had and relied heavily on installment loans for major purchases. This lack of financial planning and investment knowledge was ingrained in Teddy, influencing his current financial decisions. Current lifestyle and financial standing. Mr. Friend's lifestyle is one of extensive consumption. Despite earning approximately $221,000 annually, his net worth is significantly below the expected value for someone his age and income level. His possessions include multiple vehicles, boats, club memberships, and a luxurious vacation condo. However, his net worth is less than 1/4 of the expected amount due to his focus on earning to spend rather than accumulating wealth. Teddy's financial behavior is driven by a need to sustain his high income generation through fear of debt. He intentionally increases his debt to maintain his competitive edge, believing that fear of default motivates him to perform better. Yet, this approach leaves him constantly working and unable to enjoy his possessions or spend time with his family. Psychological and emotional drivers. Teddy's sense of inferiority compared to college graduates and wealthier peers leads him to work excessively and purchase high-status items to prove his worth. He never feels satisfied or content, always striving to outdo others and himself. This relentless drive leaves him psychologically burdened and unable to enjoy the fruits of his labor. Lessons from family and the need for change. Mr. Friend's financial habits are a direct result of his upbringing. His parents' consumer behavior and lack of investment knowledge were passed down to him. Despite his higher income, Teddy follows the same pattern of spending rather than investing. The example of his parents shows how small expenditures, such as their significant spending on cigarettes, could have accumulated into substantial wealth if invested wisely. The path to financial transformation. For Mr. Friend to shift from a UAW to a prodigious accumulator of wealth, PW, a significant change in mindset and behavior is required. He needs to acknowledge his current financial shortcomings and seek professional financial planning assistance. A certified public accountant with experience in transforming UAWs can help him develop a disciplined investment strategy, potentially starting with a comprehensive audit of his spending habits. Implementing a strict cutback program and focusing on wealth accumulation rather than consumption could allow Teddy to eventually achieve financial security and enjoy a more balanced and fulfilling life. The ultimate consumption category. In examining the financial behavior of millionaires, a crucial pattern emerges: The typical millionaire has a total annual realized income that constitutes less than 7% of their total wealth. This indicates a strategic effort to minimize taxable income, thereby reducing the amount of wealth subjected to income tax. For example, our latest study reveals that millionaires typically realize only 6.7% of their wealth as income annually. Key insight: to build and maintain wealth, affluent individuals focus on minimizing their realized, taxable income and maximizing their unrealized income, which includes capital appreciation that does not generate immediate cash flow. Income tax, the largest annual expenditure. For most households, income tax is the single largest annual expense imposed on income rather than on accumulated wealth or its appreciation. This distinction is vital for understanding wealth accumulation strategies. High-income households often fail to build wealth because they maximize their realized income to sustain high-consumption lifestyles. This approach increases their taxable income and, consequently, their tax liabilities. Millionaires typically realize only a small fraction of their wealth as income, resulting in a relatively low tax burden. For instance, our surveyed millionaires pay an average annual income tax equivalent to just over 2% of their wealth. Case study: Sharon and Barbara. Sharon, a high-income healthcare specialist earning $220,000 annually, yet her net worth is only $370,000. According to the wealth equation, expected net worth equals 1/10 age CAC's income, her net worth should be around $1,122,000. Sharon's realized income subjects her to significant tax liabilities, which erodes her potential wealth accumulation. She pays $69,404 in federal tax, equivalent to 18.8% of her total wealth. Barbara, with a similar annual income of $220,000 but a net worth of $3,550,000, Barbara exemplifies the prodigious accumulator of wealth, Pabbo. Only 6.2% of her wealth is realized as income, resulting in a much lower tax burden of approximately 2% of her wealth. Comparison: Sharon's annual realized income constitutes nearly 60% of her net worth, whereas Barbara's is only 6.2%. Consequently, Sharon pays a higher percentage of her wealth in taxes, which impedes her wealth accumulation compared to Barbara. Wealth accumulation strategies. Affluent individuals prioritize investing in assets that appreciate without generating realized income, thus minimizing taxable income. Maintaining a low proportion of realized income relative to their net worth, reducing their tax liability and enhancing their wealth accumulation capacity. Example: Ross Perot demonstrates how the super affluent managed to stay wealthy. With a net worth of $2.4 billion, Perot's realized income in 1995 was $230 million, or 9.6% of his wealth, yet he paid only 8.5% of his income in taxes. Perot's investments in tax-free municipals, tax-sheltered real estate, and stocks with unrealized gains exemplify strategic tax minimization. Government perspective on wealth and income. Government officials, such as those at the IRS, recognize the disparity between the wealth of affluent individuals and the taxes they pay. The conversation between Mr. John Young and Mr. Moat, Bob Stern highlights a fundamental issue. The growth of the millionaire population does not correspond to a proportional increase in income tax revenue because these individuals minimize their realized income. Scholarly analysis. Studies by IRS scholars, such as C. Eugene Stuerl, confirm that the affluent accumulate wealth by maximizing unrealized income. For example, the income realized from closely held business assets was only 1.15% of their appraised value, and the total income from all sources was 3.66% of the value of all assets. Conclusion: the financial independence and sustained wealth of millionaires are primarily achieved through minimizing taxable income and focusing on the growth of unrealized wealth. This strategy not only reduces their tax burden, but also allows for continued wealth accumulation and financial security. Financial independence represents the state where an individual has sufficient personal wealth to live without having to work actively for basic necessities. It signifies a level of financial security where passive income from investments, savings, and other resources can support one's desired lifestyle indefinitely. Consider the case of Mr. Rodney, a high-income corporate manager with low net worth. Despite having the opportunity to participate in a tax-advantaged stock purchase plan that offered significant benefits, Mr. Rodney declined due to financial commitments. His monthly expenses included a $4,200 mortgage, leased vehicles, tuition fees, club dues, and maintenance for a vacation home. Consequently, he could not afford to invest in the company's stock purchase plan, which could have significantly increased his wealth over time. Instead, he remains in a cycle of earning and consuming, far from achieving financial independence. High-income earners like Mr. Rodney often fail to attain financial independence because they prioritize consumption over saving and investing. This trend is evident among various professionals, including a 67-year-old cardiologist who, despite earning millions, has a net worth of less than $300,000 and no pension plan. Such cases underscore the importance of strategic financial planning and the pitfalls of high-consumption lifestyles. To achieve financial independence, individuals must sacrifice current consumption for future security. Every dollar spent is effectively reduced by taxes, making consumption expensive. For example, purchasing a $68,000 boat may require earning $100,000 pre-tax. Millionaires often avoid such expenditures, preferring to invest their earnings to grow their wealth. They understand that financial independence requires discipline, planning, and making sacrifices today for a secure tomorrow. Living in high-status neighborhoods can also hinder wealth accumulation. Millionaires in such areas need to realize a higher percentage of their wealth as income to maintain their lifestyle, unlike their counterparts in less affluent areas who can save and invest more of their income. This disparity highlights that living in less costly areas can facilitate wealth accumulation by reducing overhead costs, allowing for greater investment in appreciating assets. Financial independence is attainable through prudent financial choices, such as buying homes within one's means. For instance, we advised a young stockbroker named Bob to purchase a less expensive home than he initially planned. While Bob rejected this advice due to concerns about the neighborhood's status, he failed to recognize that living within means is crucial for long-term financial security. Many high-income individuals, like Bob, overlook the importance of financial prudence, often at the cost of their future independence. Ultimately, financial independence is about making informed decisions that balance current desires with future security. It requires living below one's means, investing wisely, and prioritizing long-term goals over short-term gratification. By adopting these principles, individuals can achieve the financial freedom that allows them to live life on their terms without relying on active employment. Time, energy, and money. Efficient allocation of time, energy, and money is crucial for wealth accumulation. Individuals who build significant wealth manage these resources in ways that enhance their net worth. Although both prodigious accumulators of wealth, PWs, and underaccumulators of wealth, UAWs, share similar goals of achieving wealth, their approaches differ significantly in terms of time spent on wealth-building activities. PWs typically devote nearly twice as many hours per month to financial planning compared to UAWs. A strong positive correlation exists between investment planning and wealth accumulation. UAWs spend less time consulting with professional advisors, searching for quality accountants and attorneys, and attending investment seminars than PWs. As a result, PWs worry less about their economic well-being. UAWs, on the other hand, spend more time worrying about their financial future than taking proactive steps to curb overconsumption and increase investments. Dr. South versus Dr. North, case studies. Dr. South, a highly successful surgeon earning over $700,000 annually. Despite high income, his net worth is declining due to excessive spending and inadequate investment. Dr. South worries about maintaining his standard of living and meeting his family's purchasing habits, reflecting his UAW status. Dr. North, similar in income and family composition to Dr. South, but a P-Babo. Experiences fewer financial worries due to disciplined budgeting, planning, and investment. Dr. North and his wife invest nearly 40% of their annual pre-tax income, living well below their means. Physicians and wealth accumulation. Physicians generally earn significantly more than the average American household, but many struggle with wealth accumulation. Factors contributing to this include education and late start. Physicians start earning and investing later in life due to extended years of education and training. High consumption lifestyle. Societal expectations often pressure physicians to maintain high consumption levels, which detracts from wealth-building efforts. Lack of budgeting. Many high-income earners, including physicians, do not prioritize budgeting and financial planning, leading to inefficient use of resources. Planning and controlling consumption. PAWs like Dr. North practice meticulous financial planning and consumption control, operating with well-thought-out annual budgets and maintaining a frugal lifestyle. In contrast, UAWs like Dr. South lack such control, often spending all or more of their income annually. This lack of a centralized control system leads to independent and often excessive spending by each household member. Importance of spousal alignment in financial goals. The financial behavior of both spouses significantly influences the household's wealth accumulation. Households where both partners practice frugality and financial planning are more likely to achieve and maintain W status. Conversely, households where both partners are spendthrifts or where there is a lack of alignment in financial goals struggle to accumulate significant wealth. Lessons from PAWs. Start early. Begin earning and investing early to maximize wealth accumulation. Plan and budget. Implement a detailed financial plan and budget to control consumption and ensure efficient use of resources. Live below means. Adopt a lifestyle that involves living below your means, regardless of income level. Coordinate financial activities. Maintain joint financial activities and consult regularly on spending and investments to ensure alignment and control. By adopting these strategies, individuals can significantly improve their chances of building and maintaining wealth, irrespective of their income level. The South method, Dr. South exemplifies a detailed and exhaustive approach to purchasing an automobile, showcasing his dedication to acquiring the best possible deal. This method, while thorough, reveals a focus on consumption rather than wealth accumulation, characteristic of underaccumulators of wealth, UAWs. Pre-purchase activities. Before making a purchase, Dr. South invests significant time and effort into researching the market. He gathers detailed information about the make and model of the car he wants, its accessories, and the dealer's cost. His research extends to identifying and contacting all possible dealers within a 400-mile radius to invite them to compete for his business. This involves multiple rounds of communication, further narrowing down his options based on price and willingness to negotiate. Bargaining and negotiation. Dr. South employs a rigorous negotiation strategy, often engaging in discussions with dealers over months. His tactics include 1. Learning the dealer's cost and using this as a baseline for negotiation. 2. Contacting multiple dealers to obtain the best price. 3. Pressuring dealers towards the end of the month when they might be more inclined to offer lower prices to meet sales quotas. 4. Emphasizing programs off-lease vehicles, but with a preference for brand new models. Financial and temporal costs. While Dr. South prides himself on obtaining vehicles at or near dealer cost, the method incurs significant costs in terms of time and effort. For his most recent purchase, he spent over 60 hours on this process. This time investment contrasts sharply with the minimal time required to manage long-term investments, such as contributing to a pension plan. His approach results in substantial expenditures on high-value items like cars, which do not appreciate in value and yield no capital gains or real dividends. Comparative perspective. In contrast, typical millionaires, who are classified as prodigious accumulators of wealth, PHAUs, adopt a more conservative and efficient approach to car buying. They, 1. Limit the time and effort spent on vehicle purchases. 2. Tend to purchase used or less expensive vehicles. 3. Focus their resources and time on wealth-building activities rather than consumption. The North method. Dr. North's approach to purchasing automobiles starkly contrasts with Dr. South's. Dr. North, reflecting the habits of PAWs, prioritizes long-term value and minimal time investment. Vehicle purchase strategy. Dr. North's recent purchase was a 6-year-old Mercedes-Benz, which he bought 3 years used for $35,000. His decision-making process was simple and efficient. 1. Recognizing the significant depreciation of luxury vehicles in the first few years. 2. Conducting minimal market research to determine a fair price. 3. Making the purchase with a preference for longevity and fuel economy, as exemplified by his choice of a diesel-engine Mercedes. Time and resource allocation. Dr. North spent only a few hours on the entire process, from deciding to replace his old car to completing the purchase. He views the pride of new car ownership as an unnecessary expense and prefers to invest in vehicles that provide long-term value without frequent replacement. This approach allows him to focus his time and resources on investment and wealth accumulation. Comparative analysis. The contrasting methods of Dr. South and Dr. North illustrate broader principles about financial behavior and wealth accumulation. Wealth accumulation and consumption. Dr. South: high consumption, significant time spent on minor savings, and a focus on lifestyle over long-term financial planning. His actions result in lower wealth accumulation despite a high income. Dr. North: minimal consumption relative to income, efficient use of time, and prioritization of investments. This approach leads to significant wealth accumulation. Time management and financial priorities. Dr. South spends extensive time on negotiating car purchases, detracting from time that could be used for investment planning. His high consumption lifestyle requires a high income, making him more vulnerable to external economic pressures. Dr. North spends minimal time on car purchases, allocating more time to wealth-building activities. His frugal lifestyle and investment in quality assets ensure financial stability and growth. Conclusion. The South method demonstrates a meticulous but ultimately counterproductive approach to automobile purchases, characterized by significant time and effort spent for marginal savings. In contrast, the North method highlights the benefits of a streamlined, value-focused purchasing strategy that supports long-term wealth accumulation. This comparison underscores the importance of efficient time management and prioritizing investments over consumption for sustained financial success. The important self-employment in financial planning. The self-employed, particularly those identified as prodigious accumulators of wealth, PABUs, exhibit distinct financial behaviors compared to their counterparts, the underaccumulators of wealth, UAWs. A significant percentage of PABUs, 59.1% versus 24.7% of UAWs, are self-employed, see Table 3.5. Self-employment strongly correlates with diligent investment planning. Self-employed individuals, even those with middle incomes, seamlessly integrate investment planning into their work routines, unlike employees whose job tasks are often detached from financial planning. Self-employed individuals tend to be more vigilant about their economic status, having experienced both prosperous and challenging economic times. They proactively plan and invest to counter fluctuations in income. Building and managing their own pension plans necessitates a disciplined approach to long-term financial stability. In contrast, employees, regardless of their income level, typically have predefined job roles that exclude time for investment planning, making them more reliant on their employers for financial security. Investment habits of PAWs versus UAWs. PWs and UAWs also differ in their investment strategies and time spent planning. UAWs favor cash or near-cash investments, which are easily accessible and federally insured, requiring minimal planning. Conversely, PWs invest in appreciating assets such as private businesses, commercial real estate, publicly traded equities, and pension plans. These investments necessitate extensive planning and form the cornerstone of wealth accumulation. UAWs, on the other hand, allocate a larger portion of their wealth to depreciating assets like motor vehicles. Investment approaches of millionaires. A study of millionaires revealed that although 95% own stocks, few are active traders. Only about 9% of millionaires hold investments for less than a year, with a majority holding for over 6 years. Active trading, characterized by frequent buying and selling, incurs high costs and taxes, which can diminish wealth. Millionaires tend to invest after thorough research and maintain their holdings long-term, emphasizing stability and growth over short-term gains. Case studies, Dr. North and Dr. South. Dr. North and Dr. South exemplify contrasting investment approaches. Dr. North dedicates significant time to studying and managing investments, focusing on areas he understands well, such as agricultural land and medical stocks. His disciplined and informed strategy has resulted in substantial wealth accumulation. Dr. South, however, relies heavily on financial advisors and frequently trades on their recommendations, incurring high costs and taxes. This lack of personal involvement and reliance on external advice has hindered his wealth growth. Choosing financial advisors. Selecting a competent financial advisor is crucial. High-income individuals often fail to conduct thorough evaluations when hiring financial advisors, unlike businesses that rigorously vet potential employees. Mr. Martin, a self-made millionaire, employs a stringent method to assess advisors, demanding proof of their personal investment success. Referrals from trusted sources, such as accountants and successful investors, are invaluable in identifying reliable advisors. Employing a CPA for comprehensive financial advice beyond tax preparation further supports effective wealth accumulation. Conclusion. Self-employment fosters a proactive approach to financial planning, essential for wealth accumulation. PAWs invest in appreciating assets, requiring detailed planning, while UAWs prefer easily accessible cash equivalents. Millionaires, typically long-term investors, emphasize research and stability. Selecting knowledgeable financial advisors through rigorous evaluation and referrals enhances financial success. Adopting these practices can significantly impact wealth accumulation and financial independence. You aren't what you drive, emphasizing financial independence over status symbols. Many believe that true financial independence holds greater value than flaunting high social status. Mr. W. W. Allen, a self-made multimillionaire, exemplifies this principle. Despite his substantial wealth, Mr. Allen and his wife have lived in the same modest three-bedroom house in a middle-class neighborhood for nearly 4 decades. Throughout his life, he has only driven full-size General Motors sedans, shunning any form of status symbol vehicles or products. Mr. Allen's successful management of 2 manufacturing businesses in the Midwest, combined with his frugal personal spending habits, has allowed him to amass significant wealth through reinvestments in his businesses, commercial real estate, and high-quality American stocks. Mr. Allen's net worth surpasses the expected value for his income and age category by more than tenfold, earning him the designation of a super PAW, prodigious accumulator of wealth. He has consistently prioritized financial independence over appearing wealthy, a philosophy he has instilled in many other entrepreneurs he has mentored and supported financially. He firmly believes that those who focus on spending to display wealth are unlikely to achieve true financial security. The contrast between PAWs, prodigious accumulators of wealth like Mr. Allen, and UAWs, under-accumulators of wealth, is stark. While PWs derive satisfaction from their careers and are motivated by financial security, UAWs often work to sustain a lifestyle of conspicuous consumption, leading to a continuous cycle of earning and spending without achieving financial independence. Mr. Allen's disdain for such a lifestyle is evident. He has repeatedly emphasized that wealth should not alter one's values, viewing money merely as a report card for financial health. Rejecting status symbols. Mr. Allen's perspective. Mr. Allen's understanding of wealth and lifestyle is profound. He believes that acquiring status products can lead to an unsustainable high-consumption lifestyle, a threat to his simple yet efficient way of living. This belief was tested when his business associates attempted to gift him a Rolls-Royce for his birthday, a gesture he politely declined. For Mr. Allen, a Rolls-Royce symbolized a lifestyle incongruent with his values. His practical vehicle choices, such as his 4-year-old non-luxury car used for weekend fishing trips, reflect his preference for functionality over status. Millionaire vehicle preferences. Research indicates that millionaires typically do not invest heavily in luxury vehicles. Around 81% of millionaires purchase their vehicles, with only 23.5% owning new cars. The median amount spent on their latest vehicle is approximately $24,800, only slightly higher than the average American's expenditure on a new vehicle. Furthermore, 37% of millionaires opt for used cars, and many prefer to trade down to lower-priced vehicles over time. Insights on wealth and vehicle purchases. The vehicle purchasing habits of millionaires reveal their focus on value over prestige. For example, the majority of wealthy individuals drive American-made cars, with popular choices including the Ford F-150, Cadillac DeVille, and Lincoln Town Car. These vehicles offer a low cost per pound, aligning with the pragmatic approach many millionaires take toward their expenditures. Even among those who lease vehicles, most choose options that are reasonably priced, underscoring their preference for practical investments over luxury. In conclusion, the attitudes and behaviors of millionaires like Mr. Allen underscore the principle that financial independence is more valuable than the outward display of wealth. By prioritizing efficient spending and rejecting status symbols, they achieve true financial security and maintain a lifestyle that aligns with their core values. This segment of affluent consumers, labeled as used vehicle-prone dealer loyalists, constitutes 17.1% of the demographic profile. Despite their substantial wealth, boasting annual incomes exceeding $300,000 and net worths approaching $4 million, they exhibit a distinctive preference for purchasing used vehicles rather than new ones. This preference is not driven by financial necessity, but rather by a nuanced set of beliefs and purchasing behaviors. For these millionaires, the allure of used vehicles lies in the perception of value retention and cost-effectiveness. By acquiring cars that are a few years old, they capitalize on the initial owner's depreciation costs, enabling them to recoup a significant portion of their investment when they eventually resell the vehicle. Moreover, they perceive new cars as overpriced, with little room for negotiation at the manufacturer or wholesale level. In contrast, the used vehicle market offers opportunities for substantial discounts and more favorable pricing dynamics. Entrepreneurs constitute a significant proportion of this group, and their purchasing decisions are characterized by a delicate balance between cost consciousness and the desire for quality. While they prioritize investing in appreciating assets, they recognize the importance of driving reliable vehicles. As a result, their favored approach involves acquiring late-model used vehicles from reputable brands such as Jeep, Cadillac, Ford, Lincoln, Chevrolet, and Infiniti. In terms of financial outlay, used vehicle-prone dealer loyalists allocate a smaller percentage of their income towards vehicle purchases compared to other groups, indicating a disciplined approach to expenditure. Their acquisition strategy typically involves thorough research into dealer costs, projected depreciation, and market values of used vehicles. Armed with this information, they engage in negotiations with dealers, leveraging competitive pricing and seeking concessions where possible. Repeat patronage of preferred dealerships is common among this group, driven by a combination of reciprocal relationships, personalized service, and trust. Many also capitalize on referrals from dealerships and acquaintances within the automotive industry, further enhancing their purchasing experience. Notably, their loyalty extends beyond mere transactional benefits, reflecting a deeper appreciation for mutual respect and trust in business relationships. In contrast, used vehicle-prone shoppers constitute a separate segment characterized by heightened price sensitivity and a diverse range of purchasing sources. These individuals exhibit remarkable patience and diligence in their quest for the best deal, often taking months to secure a purchase. Their preferred approach involves exploring various avenues, including private sellers, dealerships, leasing companies, and auction houses, to identify cost-effective options. Despite their affluent status, used vehicle-prone shoppers maintain a frugal mindset, emphasizing financial independence and prudent spending habits. This ethos is often instilled from a young age, with many citing parental influence and upbringing as key drivers of their frugal orientation. Their purchasing decisions reflect a pragmatic approach, prioritizing value retention and practicality over conspicuous consumption. In summary, the purchasing habits of affluent consumers offer valuable insights into their financial mindset and wealth accumulation strategies. Used vehicle-prone dealer loyalists and used vehicle-prone shoppers exemplify distinct approaches to vehicle acquisition, each reflecting a unique blend of financial prudence, consumer savvy, and personal values. Frugality, when applied diligently, serves as a steadfast pathway to prosperity, especially evident in the financial behaviors of individuals inclined towards purchasing used vehicles. This prudent approach not only furnishes them with a solid financial foundation, but also furnishes them with the means to invest their resources wisely. Remarkably, this group allocates a significantly larger portion of their earnings towards investment endeavors compared to other consumer demographics. Furthermore, their commitment to contributing to pension and annuity programs underscores their steadfast dedication to long-term financial security. A hallmark of this cohort is their meticulous budgeting practices, exemplified by their scrupulous record-keeping of expenditures, particularly in essential categories such as food, clothing, and shelter. This disciplined approach to financial management permeates their shopping habits, as evidenced by their propensity for seeking value in bargains, particularly in clothing purchases. Their preference for discounted items and frequent patronage of bargain outlets underscores their commitment to maximizing the utility of every dollar spent. The frugality of these individuals extends beyond everyday purchases to significant investments, such as vehicles. Notably, they exhibit a preference for pre-owned vehicles, eschewing the allure of new car purchases. Their astuteness in selecting quality used vehicles at favorable prices is reflected in their prudent spending habits, where they consistently allocate less expenditure towards items such as wristwatches, clothing, and footwear compared to their counterparts. Moreover, the financial success of these individuals is emblematic of a defensive strategy, wherein they prioritize prudent financial management over extravagant consumption. Unlike their high-income counterparts, who may succumb to the trappings of conspicuous consumption, these individuals prioritize wealth accumulation through judicious spending and astute investment decisions. Case studies further elucidate the financial wisdom inherent in frugality, as exemplified by individuals like Mr. JS and Mr. TF, who leverage their professional networks and reciprocal relationships to secure favorable deals on vehicles while also fostering mutually beneficial business relationships. Similarly, Dr. Bill's journey to financial independence underscores the transformative power of living below one's means and prioritizing long-term financial goals over short-term gratification. In essence, the correlation between frugality and wealth is unequivocal, with prudent financial habits serving as the cornerstone of long-term financial success. By eschewing the allure of ostentatious consumption in favor of frugality and prudent financial management, individuals can chart a course towards lasting prosperity and financial independence. Economic outpatient care, EOC, describes a phenomenon wherein affluent parents provide significant financial support to their adult children and grandchildren, often in the form of cash gifts, subsidies for education, or assistance with major purchases like homes or vehicles. This practice, while seemingly benevolent, can have significant implications for both the givers and recipients. In the case of Lamar and Mary, they have been beneficiaries of EOC throughout their marriage, allowing them to maintain a lifestyle that appears affluent but is not supported by their earned income. Despite their relatively modest earnings, they enjoy the trappings of wealth, including luxury cars, expensive clothing, and membership in exclusive clubs. Much of their ability to sustain this lifestyle stems from the financial support provided by Mary's parents, particularly her mother. However, the receipt of EOC can create a dependency among adult children, stifling their productivity and initiative. Instead of focusing on building wealth independently, recipients may become accustomed to relying on external financial assistance, leading to a cycle of perpetual support. This dependency can be detrimental not only to the recipients, but also to their children, who may grow up with unrealistic expectations about financial responsibility and independence. Moreover, the practice of providing EOC can have broader societal implications, perpetuating a culture of conspicuous consumption and unrealistic standards of living. By subsidizing their children's extravagant lifestyles, affluent parents may inadvertently contribute to a cycle of consumerism and financial irresponsibility. Ultimately, the decision to provide economic outpatient care requires careful consideration of its long-term effects on both the givers and recipients. While financial support can offer immediate relief or comfort, it may also undermine the recipient's ability to achieve financial independence and self-sufficiency in the long run. Therefore, it is essential for affluent parents to strike a balance between providing assistance and fostering independence among their adult children. 1. Impact of precipitating consumption through gifts. Affluent individuals often extend financial support to their children, such as assisting in purchasing a home, with the intention of providing a head start. However, these well-meaning gestures can inadvertently perpetuate a cycle of increased consumption rather than fostering saving and investment behaviors. Gift recipients may find themselves drawn into higher consumption lifestyles, often residing in affluent neighborhoods where maintaining appearances entails significant ongoing expenses beyond mortgage payments. Consequently, recipients may become dependent on continued financial assistance, shifting focus from wealth accumulation through personal endeavor to reliance on external support. Moreover, such gifts can catalyze additional spending, as seen in cases where a single expensive item prompts further purchases to align with perceived social status. Over time, this reliance on gifts can hinder the recipient's ability to generate wealth independently. 2. Blurred distinction between personal wealth and parental assets. Adult children of affluent parents frequently conflate their financial status with that of their parents, influenced by regular financial support. This perception often leads them to view parental wealth as their own income, thus fostering a mindset inclined towards spending. Despite earning and possessing a fraction of the wealth of non-receivers, gift recipients commonly perceive themselves as financially secure. This delusion stems from an overestimation of their capital due to regular gifts, leading to a skewed sense of financial standing. This blurring of boundaries is reinforced by a lack of independence, where adult children fail to distinguish between their own assets and those belonging to their parents, perpetuating a sense of entitlement and dependence. 3. Reliance on credit among gift recipients. Recipients of regular financial gifts tend to experience a false sense of economic security, driven by anticipated future inheritances. This optimism often translates into increased spending habits, even in the absence of immediate liquidity. Consequently, gift receivers frequently resort to credit facilities to sustain their consumption patterns, leveraging future windfalls as collateral. Despite possessing lower household incomes and net worth compared to non-recipients, gift receivers exhibit higher credit dependency, primarily for consumption rather than investment purposes. This reliance on credit exacerbates financial vulnerability, perpetuating a cycle of short-term gratification at the expense of long-term financial stability. 4. Diminished investment behavior among gift recipients. Gift recipients consistently allocate less capital towards investments compared to non-recipients, with a notable disparity in annual investment amounts. This trend persists despite overestimations of investment contributions by gift receivers, often overshadowed by substantial credit-driven consumption. Exceptions to this trend include educators who receive gifts, demonstrating a more prudent approach to saving and investing. However, the majority of gift recipients exhibit hyper-consumerism and credit reliance, leaving minimal resources for wealth-building endeavors. Consequently, many find themselves financially constrained, unable to capitalize on investment opportunities due to excessive debt obligations and extravagant lifestyles. Case study: Henry and Josh attorney. Henry and Josh, brothers in their late 40s, represent a case study in contrasting financial behaviors and outcomes despite similar backgrounds. Born into a family of successful contractors turned millionaires, their parents, Burl and Susan, believed in providing financial support to their children to aid in their independence and wealth accumulation. Burl and Susan's philosophy was democratic and generous, providing annual cash gifts to each child, alongside assistance in purchasing their first homes. However, their assumption that exposure to wealth and education alone would ensure economic success was challenged by the disparate financial trajectories of Henry and Josh. While Josh, the attorney, earns nearly twice as much as Henry, the high school math teacher, their financial standings diverge significantly. Despite his higher income, Josh's lifestyle choices and consumption habits leave him with a net worth well below that of Henry. Living in an upscale neighborhood, driving luxury vehicles, and maintaining a lavish lifestyle, Josh spends substantially more than his means. Conversely, Henry and his wife embody frugality and simplicity. Despite a modest income, Henry lives below his means, prioritizing saving and investing. His lifestyle aligns with his profession, driving modest vehicles and residing in a middle-class neighborhood. As a result, Henry's accumulated wealth surpasses that of Josh significantly. The key distinction lies in their approach to finances. Henry lives by the principle of spending less than he earns, while Josh indulges in high consumption, relying on parental cash gifts to sustain his lifestyle. Moreover, the impact of parental gifts extends beyond immediate consumption, influencing career choices and financial habits. Josh's reliance on economic outpatient care impedes his ability to accumulate wealth, while Henry's prudent financial management fosters prosperity. The case underscores the importance of individual financial behavior and the role of parental guidance in shaping financial habits. While financial support can provide a stepping stone, instilling values of frugality, independence, and responsible financial management is paramount for long-term economic success. In conclusion, Henry's adherence to frugality and prudent financial practices positions him for a comfortable retirement, while Josh's reliance on parental subsidies and extravagant lifestyle jeopardizes his financial future. Their contrasting trajectories serve as a poignant illustration of the correlation between financial behavior and wealth accumulation. The product of economic outpatient care, EOC, portrays the consequences of excessive financial support and sheltering provided to adult children, which impedes their ability to become self-sufficient and successful entrepreneurs. Through the case study of Miss BPF, it underscores how the absence of personal investment and financial risk-taking hampers one's entrepreneurial drive and fosters dependency on parental subsidies. Miss BPF's lack of initiative, financial irresponsibility, and fears highlight the adverse effects of being shielded from economic realities. Contrastingly, the products of zero EOC illustrates the value of adversity and personal responsibility in fostering courage and success. Drawing upon the example of Paul or Philia, the narrative emphasizes the pivotal role of risk-taking and resilience in entrepreneurial endeavors. By juxtaposing Orphelia's journey with Miss BPF's dependency, it underscores the significance of courage in navigating challenges and seizing opportunities, ultimately shaping one's path to success. A woman of great courage presents a compelling narrative of resilience and determination embodied by Laura, who, faced with personal adversity, navigates a path to success through entrepreneurship. Her story exemplifies how adversity can serve as a catalyst for growth and achievement, highlighting the transformative power of determination and resourcefulness. Through Laura's journey, the narrative underscores the intrinsic link between courage, integrity, and economic success, reaffirming the notion that personal character and resolve are indispensable assets in overcoming obstacles and achieving prosperity. Affirmative action, family style, encapsulates the nuanced approach affluent parents undertake in distributing wealth among their adult children, particularly focusing on the economic well-being of housewife daughters. The distribution of wealth is not merely equal, but rather tailored to meet the individual needs and circumstances of each adult child. As affluent parents navigate the complexities of estate planning, they recognize the varying financial situations of their children. Research indicates a propensity for heavier financial support towards non-working adult daughters and temporarily unemployed sons, often resulting in disproportionate inheritance and economic outpatient care, EOC. Conversely, economically successful offspring may receive smaller transfers, if any, fostering independence and self-sufficiency. Housewives, in particular, emerge as a focal point in this dynamic. Categorized into Type A and Type B, their financial support and inheritance vary significantly. Type A housewives, typically marrying high-income earners, exhibit independence and leadership, often providing care for elderly parents and actively engaging in estate planning. Conversely, Type B housewives, often less educated and dependent, receive substantial support from parents, perpetuating reliance on familial assistance. Moreover, this approach reflects an underlying affirmative action for women, acknowledging systemic inequalities in income generation opportunities. Despite strides in professional education, women still face wage disparities, particularly in high-income occupations. Affluent parents recognize these challenges, providing financial support to daughters, even those employed, to ensure economic autonomy and security. The narrative further illustrates contrasting outcomes between sisters, Anne and Beth, reflecting the consequences of parental intervention. While Anne asserts independence and resists economic assistance, Beth and her husband navigate a cycle of dependency, influenced by parental control and financial support. Ultimately, the tale underscores the importance of fostering independence and resilience in children, rather than perpetuating reliance on familial assistance. Sarah exemplifies the dynamic interplay between parental influence, individual initiative, and financial independence. Born into a family of affluence, her upbringing was characterized by stark contrasts between her father's traditional views on gender roles and her own aspirations for autonomy and professional achievement. From an early age, Sarah engaged in spirited debates with her father, challenging his antiquated notions of women's roles in society. Despite facing threats of financial repercussions for her defiance, she remained resolute in her pursuit of independence. Departing from her family home as a young woman, Sarah embarked on a journey marked by determination and self-reliance. Her professional trajectory in the publishing industry, culminating in a senior executive position, mirrored her unwavering commitment to forging her own path. Unlike her sister Alice, who embraced the role assigned by their father, Sarah charted a course defined by her own ambitions rather than societal expectations. The contrast between Sarah and Alice's financial trajectories underscores the profound impact of parental influence on wealth accumulation. While Alice became reliant on their father's generous subsidies, Sarah eschewed such support, recognizing the importance of self-sufficiency in fostering financial resilience. Sarah's eventual success as a self-made millionaire reflects not only her financial acumen, but also her capacity for compassion and generosity. Despite receiving a smaller inheritance than her sister, she assumed responsibility for supporting Alice's children, embodying a sense of familial duty and empathy. Her approach to wealth management is characterized by prudence and foresight, exemplifying a commitment to securing the future well-being of her family. By establishing trust funds for her nieces and nephews, Sarah ensures that they have the resources and guidance necessary to navigate their financial futures responsibly. In essence, Sarah's story serves as a testament to the transformative power of individual agency in the face of familial expectations and societal norms. Through resilience, determination, and a steadfast commitment to self-reliance, she emerged as a beacon of success and compassion in a landscape shaped by privilege and tradition. Before and After You're Gone recounts an illuminating focus group interview involving a mix of millionaires, primarily portraying the contrasting financial mindsets between underaccumulators of wealth, UAWs, and prodigious accumulators of wealth, PAYWs, particularly in the context of estate planning and wealth distribution. Initially, the session aimed to gather a group of financially successful individuals aged 65 and older with a net worth of at least $3 million. However, due to a last-minute substitution, a 62-year-old business owner, Mr. Andrews, with a high income but a relatively modest net worth, joined the discussion. Mr. Andrews's participation inadvertently highlighted the disparities in financial philosophies between himself, a UAW, and the established PABUs in the group. Throughout the conversation, Mr. Andrews emphasized his high income, lavish spending habits, and his plan to pass on his wealth primarily to his daughters, focusing on their comfort and happiness. In contrast, the PAWs shared more prudent approaches, prioritizing financial independence for their heirs and minimizing discussions centered solely on inheritance. Key insights emerged as the group delved into estate planning intricacies and the potential pitfalls of Mr. Andrews' approach. The discussion highlighted the importance of selecting knowledgeable and impartial executors, often opting for legal professionals or trusted advisors outside the family circle to mitigate conflicts and ensure fair distribution. The anecdotes shared by the PAWs underscored the significance of prudent financial management, including delayed inheritance to promote heirs' maturity and responsibility, and the necessity of professional guidance in crafting comprehensive estate plans. In essence, Before and After You're Gone provides a nuanced exploration of contrasting wealth accumulation philosophies, emphasizing the importance of informed decision-making, professional guidance, and familial harmony in estate planning endeavors. These guidelines are essential for affluent parents seeking to cultivate productive and responsible children. 1. Avoid explicitly discussing wealth. Revealing familial affluence to children can inadvertently instill a sense of entitlement and undermine their drive for financial independence. 2. Instill discipline and frugality. Lead by example, demonstrating disciplined financial habits and responsible stewardship. Children learn best through observation and emulation, so it's crucial for parents to embody the values they wish to impart. 3. Delay revelation of wealth. Delay disclosing family wealth until children have established mature lifestyles and professions, ensuring they prioritize self-sufficiency and personal development over material inheritance. 4. Minimize discussion of inheritance. Avoid making explicit promises regarding inheritance or gifts, especially in group settings or under the influence of alcohol, to prevent potential discord among siblings. 5. Avoid using gifts as leverage. Offer gifts out of genuine affection and kindness rather than as bargaining tools, as coercive tactics can erode trust and strain familial relationships. 6. Respect adult children's autonomy. Refrain from meddling in adult children's family affairs, respecting their independence, and seeking permission before offering advice or assistance. 7. Avoid competing with children. Eschew the temptation to boast about personal wealth or achievements, recognizing and respecting children's individual aspirations and definitions of success. 8. Acknowledge individual differences. Recognize and accept disparities in children's motivations and achievements, understanding that attempts to equalize outcomes through financial support may exacerbate tensions. 9. Value achievement over material possessions. Emphasize the importance of personal accomplishments and character development over material acquisitions, fostering a mindset of achievement and self-improvement. 10. Prioritize non-material values. Encourage children to appreciate non-material blessings, such as good health, meaningful relationships, integrity, and personal fulfillment, emphasizing the intrinsic value of a rich and purposeful life. By adhering to these principles, affluent parents can nurture children who are not only financially responsible, but also possess the values and resilience necessary for meaningful and fulfilling lives. Finding your niche in the marketplace entails a strategic approach to identifying and capitalizing on market opportunities. This process involves recognizing and targeting specific segments of the market that align with your expertise and offerings. In the pursuit of wealth and success, it's crucial to focus on serving affluent clientele, their heirs, and those who stand to inherit substantial wealth. While some may overlook this demographic due to perceptions of frugality, it's essential to understand that the affluent prioritize spending on certain goods and services, such as investment advice, legal counsel, and specialized health care, among others. Moreover, as wealth continues to accumulate in society, opportunities to cater to the affluent demographic will only increase. Consider the significant economic shifts projected for the coming years, particularly the exponential growth in wealth accumulation among affluent households. This trend presents a ripe opportunity for businesses and professionals who can cater to the needs of this demographic. Notably, the legal profession stands to benefit significantly from this trend, particularly in specialized areas such as estate law, tax law, and immigration law. Estate attorneys, for instance, play a pivotal role in navigating the complexities of estate planning and administration, especially for affluent clients. With the anticipated rise in the number of wealthy individuals and the transfer of intergenerational wealth, the demand for estate planning services is expected to soar. Successful estate attorneys not only provide legal expertise, but also serve as mentors and advisors to affluent clients and their heirs, particularly widows and widowers. Similarly, tax attorneys are poised to become indispensable allies for the affluent in navigating increasingly complex tax landscapes. As government taxation policies evolve to target wealth accumulation, the affluent will seek legal counsel to mitigate tax liabilities and preserve their wealth. Furthermore, immigration law presents another lucrative avenue for legal professionals, especially amidst global economic and geopolitical shifts. Affluent individuals and entrepreneurs seeking to secure their assets and future prosperity may turn to immigration attorneys for guidance on obtaining American citizenship and navigating immigration processes. In conclusion, identifying and capitalizing on opportunities within niche markets, particularly those catering to affluent clientele, is essential for achieving success and prosperity in today's dynamic business landscape. By leveraging expertise in specialized areas such as estate law, tax law, and immigration law, legal professionals can position themselves for sustained growth and profitability in the years to come. The landscape of medical and dental care for affluent populations is poised for substantial growth in the coming decade, as evidenced by the increasing number of millionaires who are willing to finance the healthcare needs of their adult children and grandchildren. It's estimated that over $52 billion will be spent in the next decade by millionaires on medical and dental expenses for their descendants, a figure that underscores the significant market potential within this demographic. This trend is further fueled by the fact that many of these healthcare expenses are not typically covered by insurance programs. Consequently, there is a growing demand for skilled healthcare specialists who are adept at providing uncovered services and prefer direct engagement with individual payers over bureaucratic third-party organizations. This shift in focus presents a prime opportunity for healthcare professionals to cater specifically to the affluent self-payer market, leveraging their expertise and reputation to command fees that often exceed those offered by insurance companies. Specialists across various medical and dental fields stand to benefit, including dentists specializing in cosmetic dentistry, encompassing procedures such as bleaching, bonding, veneers, and corrective jaw surgery. Plastic surgeons offering services like nose and ear reshaping, tattoo removal, and facial contouring. Dermatologists providing treatments for mole removal, acne, and cosmetic surgery. Allergists addressing a range of issues from fatigue to food allergies. Psychologists and psychiatrists offering counseling and treatment for stress, anxiety, and various mental health disorders. Chiropractors specializing in pain relief and spinal health. Similarly, there is a burgeoning market for specialists in asset liquidation, facilitation, and appraisal services. Affluent individuals often bestow gifts upon their descendants in the form of diverse assets such as businesses, collectibles, and real estate, necessitating expert guidance on valuation, management, and sale. Professionals in this domain include appraisers, auctioneers, coin and stamp dealers, pawnbrokers, and real estate management specialists. Furthermore, the education sector is witnessing increased demand for private schooling, driven by affluent grandparents subsidizing tuition for their grandchildren. This presents opportunities for private school proprietors, teachers, and specialized educators catering to various academic and extracurricular domains. Accountants and attorneys also play integral roles in wealth transfer among affluent families, offering tax planning, estate management, and fiduciary services. These professionals are relied upon for their expertise in maximizing financial gifts while minimizing tax liabilities. In the realm of housing, a significant portion of the affluent population provides financial assistance to offspring for home purchases, thereby benefiting professionals in home construction, remodeling, real estate, and related industries. Additionally, industries such as fundraising, travel, and leisure also stand to gain from affluent spending habits, presenting opportunities for specialized services catering to philanthropy, vacationing, and family-oriented experiences. To capitalize on these opportunities, it's crucial for businesses and professionals to understand the geographic distribution of affluent households and tailor their strategies accordingly. States with high concentrations of millionaires, such as California and Connecticut, present particularly fertile ground for targeting affluent clientele and offering specialized services tailored to their needs and preferences. The contrast between millionaires who earned their wealth through entrepreneurship and those who inherited it prompts an exploration of the factors that contribute to financial success in America's business landscape. Over decades of meticulous research, It has become evident that the character traits and strategic decisions of business owners play a more decisive role in wealth accumulation than the specific industry in which they operate. While reporters often seek simple narratives of success, the reality is far more nuanced. It's not the type of business that guarantees affluence, but rather the acumen, discipline, and financial prudence of the entrepreneur. Despite the allure of headlines listing supposedly lucrative industries, the truth is that profitability alone does not ensure wealth. Factors such as personal spending habits, investment strategies, and external market forces heavily influence an entrepreneur's financial trajectory. Moreover, the landscape of industries is constantly evolving. What may have been a lucrative venture a decade ago could face challenges today due to shifting consumer preferences, technological advancements, or regulatory changes. The examples of industries like dry cleaning or coal mining underscore the volatile nature of business environments and the need for adaptability. In advising the next generation, affluent parents often steer their children towards professions that offer a different path to financial security. Self-employed professionals, such as physicians, lawyers, and accountants, enjoy higher levels of profitability and stability compared to many small business ventures. Their capital lies not in tangible assets, but in intellectual prowess, making their earning potential less susceptible to market fluctuations. However, the transition from entrepreneurial risk-taking to professional stability comes with its own set of challenges. The high consumption lifestyles associated with professional success can hinder wealth accumulation despite substantial incomes. Economic support from affluent parents, known as economic outpatient care, often becomes necessary to maintain these lifestyles. Ultimately, the journey to wealth is multifaceted, influenced by a complex interplay of personal choices, net of industry dynamics, and economic circumstances. While entrepreneurship may offer the prospect of rapid wealth creation, the path of self-employed professionalism provides a more predictable route to financial security, albeit with its own set of trade-offs. The concept of dull normal businesses and their appeal to affluent individuals is a nuanced yet compelling aspect of investment and entrepreneurship. These businesses, while lacking in glamour or excitement, often prove to be lucrative investments over the long term. Forbes' exploration of this phenomenon highlights the consistent performance of companies in industries typically considered mundane, such as wallboard manufacturing, building material manufacturing, electronic stores, prefab housing, and automobile parts. Despite their lack of excitement, these industries boast stability and resilience, attributes that contribute to their attractiveness for investors seeking reliable returns. Unlike high-tech companies, which may experience volatility and unpredictable performance, dull normal businesses demonstrate steady growth and enduring success. Moreover, the allure of entrepreneurship lies not only in financial gain, but also in the freedom it affords individuals. Successful business owners often emphasize the autonomy and control they have over their destinies, contrasting it with the perceived risks of traditional employment. While entrepreneurship undoubtedly carries financial risks, entrepreneurs mitigate these risks through their resourcefulness, problem-solving abilities, and belief in their capacity to succeed. The narrative further delves into the mindset of entrepreneurs, debunking the misconception that they are fearless. Rather, courage in entrepreneurship involves acknowledging and confronting fear, ultimately overcoming it to achieve success. Examples of courageous entrepreneurs like Ray Kroc, Walt Disney, and Lee Iacocca underscore the importance of perseverance and resilience in the face of adversity. Lastly, a case study illustrates the clash between two distinct groups: the prodigious accumulators of wealth, POs, and the under-accumulators of wealth, UAWs. Mr. W, a self-made millionaire, epitomizes the Pabo archetype with his pragmatic approach to business and investments. However, his encounters with UAWs in luxury real estate ventures highlight the tension between differing priorities and lifestyles. Despite his wealth, Mr. W values authenticity and practicality over ostentation, leading to conflicts with status-conscious buyers. Ultimately, the case study underscores the importance of aligning one's values with their financial pursuits, as Mr. W prioritizes his family's comfort and happiness, even at the cost of financial gain. His unwavering commitment to his principles, exemplified by his refusal to compromise on his pet ownership, demonstrates the inherent worth he places on personal fulfillment and integrity in business dealings. To identify millionaires for surveys, a sophisticated approach is required, avoiding simplistic criteria such as luxury car ownership. Instead, leveraging advanced methodologies like geocoding, pioneered by John Robin, proves effective. Robin's system classifies over 300,000 American neighborhoods by income and net worth, enabling precise targeting. Using Robin's methodology, neighborhoods are categorized based on average income and estimated net worth. A numerical code is assigned to each, with higher codes indicating greater affluence. This scale guides the selection of sample neighborhoods significantly above average in estimated net worth. Commercial mailing list companies then identify households within these affluent areas, randomly selecting heads of households for survey participation. In one national study, 3,000 heads of households were surveyed using an 8-page questionnaire, accompanied by a personalized letter and token appreciation. A robust response rate of 45% was achieved, with 34.5% of respondents possessing a household net worth exceeding $1 million. Supplementing geocoding with ad hoc surveys targets specific affluent demographic segments, including farmers, corporate executives, professionals, and entrepreneurs. These surveys address gaps inherent in geocoding, particularly in rural areas, ensuring a comprehensive understanding of millionaire demographics.